From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into The Horse's Mouth here at my bar at Tommy Mac's, brought to you by our good friends at Hot Spring Spas. One of my favorite segments of the week is Talking Football with Coach Campo, and he's brought a pretty big friend with him, and a very good friend of mine, both from 1010XL. Big Leon Searcy is here, and Coach Campo. Let's say hello to the fellas. What's up, Big
What's
Sir?
going on, baby?
How are you?
Appreciate it.
Long time.
Long time,
Since
been a minute.
1991.
Was it?
Remember? We played against each other.
Y'all tried to
against
end
each
our
other,
championship
91.
season. I remember
That's
that.
right. On
In the
a
rain.
Saturday night.
You had 17 tackles.
19. 19.
Coach, how are you? Hey, listen, you always remember the good ones.
Good one,
right?
yeah. I missed
You
five.
forget the bad ones.
Coach, I always set the bar low because I know he's going to get rid of it. I know how many he had. I know
Oh,
how
you
many he
knew
had.
the tackle. Okay, well, that's good.
Mine
That's
is,
good.
I missed about 7 in the beginning because everything was so
You don't
fast.
remember
It's like,
those.
whoa, what's
you don't
going
remember
on?
those.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I
remember
remember the
those
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the bad plays.
You
though.
do.
You don't
Yeah,
want
you
to
do.
remember them, but you
No,
sure
you
do.
don't. You do.
All right, big news in Jacksonville. Lee
Yeah.
Cohen is the new head coach. How you feeling about that? First
I
and
like it right now, absolutely. I mean, it's called off-season optimism.
Yep.
I'm on board the train, the hype train. Yeah, I mean, everything he does right now, except for that Duval, I'm on board for it. All right. I mean, I like that he's young.
Yeah.
I like that he's innovative. I like he's going to be working with Trevor.
Yep.
And the most important thing that he said when he came out in his presser, it says, the lines of scrimmage up front are the most important thing that we need to attend to, and I love that about it.
Yeah. How about you, Coach? How are you feeling about it? Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, hey, I feel the same way. I mean, I think that, anytime there's change, you have to embrace it at first and see what happens. I think one of the things that I'm excited about is the same thing as Searcy. The thing that's going to change Trevor Lawrence for me is the fronts.
Okay.
Give him some time. Let him get it more balanced, and that's what he did at Tampa.
Yep.
Liam, the one thing he's done, he's a little bit inexperienced in play calling, to be honest with you. But at the same time, he understands the game from the standpoint that you need energy.
Yep.
And the one thing I liked that he said was when that offensive line comes out, that's the first thing the defensive sees, and that's what they're going to see is our people, and so I think it's a plus, and we'll see what happens.
I'm cautiously optimistic just because when Doug came here, Super Bowl winning coach, like, here comes the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Doug Peterson's coming, and then it doesn't work out for whatever reason. I'm on board 100%. I want this young man to do really, really well. I am comforted knowing that he's come from McVay. And Kevin O'Connell came from McVay, so they were all kind of together with the Rams. I like that.
And LaFleur.
And LaFleur, absolutely.
He's got
there's
some guys
some
out there.
good offensive mind wizardry, if you will. The question is, how is he going to get this team to play better? And I don't mean how they look coming off the bus, because that does matter, but not making the mistakes that they made. They made mistakes all year long. How's he going to change that?
It's got to be accountability in practice. You and I played with TC, right?
Yep.
How you practice during the week is how you performed on Sunday.
True.
And we went full throttle. He's got to hold these players accountable to a high level of execution. Being smart. You can't be making the same mistake week 2 and week 14.
No. Definitely not.
What's allowed in practice, it shows up on Sunday.
I love that. I love that.
And
so
you got to hold these guys they got to be professionals.
Right.
Professional football
So
players.
when the coach says, I don't know what happened, the week of practice was great, he's full of
He's
baloney.
lying.
Exactly.
He's absolutely lying.
A lot of coach speak in that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. They were good during the week.
I can speak from experience. There was a little coach speak, and really, to be honest with you, I thought there was a little bit of coach speak in the press conference with Liam.
Oh, yeah.
And I think part of it is because he is experienced, up in front of the media and all that stuff.
Sure.
You don't win a press conference, but you can lose one.
Right.
And I don't think he did. I think he came across it. He's got energy. He comes from a coaching background. His father was a coach. All those things are positive. The thing that's going to, be for me is what he does with his staff and talking to some of the guys at Tampa. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. Because he doesn't know that many people. True. So it's probably going to come from McVay, his tree or whatever,
Yep.
which is good in my opinion.
Yep.
And again, I think it's going to be what he does with the staff. And I'm a little surprised over there that they haven't gone really after the GM with it being as close to the
everything coming
deal. He's going to have to rely on the scouts.
Yep.
And hopefully he'll bring some guys in. For example, the defensive, one of the guys he brought in was Campanile.
Right.
You know him. He was at Boston College.
Right.
Campanile has a big college background. So if he comes in, he's going to be kind of like we were when we came to the Cowboys in '89.
Yep.
He's going to have people that he can talk to on the college level and get the real scoop on some of these guys.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. That's going to be a key.
That's got to be a key to bring that in. All right, the O-line, he says, he wants them to be impressive. So clearly they're not coming off the bus right now. So who are we upgrading? Who's getting upgraded? Is left tackle? I mean, are the guards? Is Anton? You know what I mean? You got to upgrade. Who's he talking about?
I like applied pressure.
Yeah.
I don't like my players to feel comfortable at all.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't think anybody. When you come off a 4-13 season, nobody's exempt.
Okay.
No one's
exempt.
exempt.
So they can bring in anybody.
So I looked at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line.
Yeah.
Their oldest lineman is Tristan Wirth for 5 years.
Young
and he's one of the best.
And he's one of the best. And you're talking about a perennial all-pro at right and left tackle.
Both sides, right?
And I looked at it across the board. He's the older. He's only been in the league 5 years.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is, when it comes to this offensive line, if they're going to, I hope it can't be a
total change,
overhaul in 1 year. But
right.
if history speaks for itself, that it means that your offensive line is going to be young, mean, and hungry.
Well, I'm hearing the line blocking may be different from zone under Doug to more of a gap under Liam. So you're going to need different kind of bodies to run that kind of offensive line, right? Mm-hmm. You need a Ben Coleman to come out who would block out the sun when he got in front of you. You couldn't see around that guy. He was
you need
guard.
Furniture movers.
Yeah, right.
That's why I call them wide body linemen. That get
moving them out of the way.
Some of that is philosophy because, I watched a couple of games at the end of the year again, after everything was done. And watching the offensive line, they actually did a decent job of protection over the course of the year, right?
Yep.
But when they used their run blocking, they blocked it like it's all position instead of coming off the football and going to get somebody. Right. So I'm with him. When you go gap blocking, you're coming off the football.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You're not getting in the way. You're moving them out of the way.
Exactly. When you're zone blocking, you're kind of position blocking and all that. I think they just have to get a little bit more of a philosophy of coming after them in the run game.
Well, listen, the number one thing aside from the attitude change is getting Trevor honed in. And he's got to get honed in to be more consistent. So can Liam do that? That'll be a question. But he does have to give him protection and a weapon or two more.
Well, I think that's going to be an interesting look.
We're going to find out.
Because we're going to find out.
Yep.
Because he talks all about the motion game. He talks about the, changing plays at the line of scrimmage and all that stuff. We don't know if Trevor can do that.
I don't know if he does that very
well. We're going to find out.
Kill.
And some of that is what they tell
everybody
them.
Know that's running play. Right. Kill.
But I think that's
usually over here.
I think that's going to be an interesting part of what we see in training camp and OTAs and all that is can he do that?
Yeah.
And if they can, I think that will help us for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's, as we wrap up, talk about 1010XL. You guys both part of XL Primetime. How cool is that? Leon, you do a great job, man. What's the favorite part about talking ball, talking sports on the radio?
My favorite part is
you can wear a sweatsuit.
My colleagues. I look like an Oscar up here.
You look great to me, man. I actually want that thing. They got a size couple small.
Well, this is a 4. I'm not a 4XT, but I like it.
Yeah. You need some room.
No, my favorite part about 1010XL for me is my colleagues. Get to speak and talk with them. Yep. It's kind of like this. It feels like this setting.
Yeah.
Like we're just around the ball talking sports.
Yeah.
It's comforting. And the coach comes along and balks his wisdom.
Absolutely.
Except when he talks about the time he beat me, Steelers lost to the Cowboys in Super Bowl 30.
My favorite guy. I wouldn't like him unless he coached at the played at University of Miami as well.
Right.
But
that's right.
Listen, the same thing for me. I've said this before. I think that the one thing I miss about coaching is the team, the players. Mm-hmm. And so when you change over to the media, if you're involved in a show, that's your team.
Right.
And that's how I feel. And they made me feel like a team when I was just coming over for one segment or on the radio for one segment. They made me feel like that, and that's what I like.
But you guys have the right
else.
team, and that's what part of the problem with the Jags. They got to get the right players in that locker room that is going to respond to Liam Cohen in a positive way. You got to match that up.
Energy.
You'll be hard on them. You want those kind of guys, not guys that, get them next time. Get them next time. Whatever. And then you see them making the same mistakes all year long. All right, fellas, thanks so much. Seriously,
you got it, baby.
Great to see you, man.
Appreciate it, baby.
Always a pleasure, Coach.
All right.
You're the man each and every week. Coach Campo is here, and always brings a good friend, and loves to talk ball right here at the bar. So until next time, stay safe, be cool out there, and we catch you right here on the Horse's Mouth.
Cheers.
Cheers.